As a new Meta Quest 3 owner and coming from a PC wired HP Reverb G2 prior to that, it was of great interest to be offered the chance to review the ANNAPRO Battery Head Strap for Meta Quest 3, kindly provided by ANNAPRO. We'll now just refer to it as the ANNAPRO Strap from now on. They do also make other accessories as well. Now, is this a worthy purchase, considering the Quest 3 battery life isn't great at around 2 to 3 hours, depending on what you're playing and what settings you're using? Having lived with the default fabric strap that ships with the Quest 3 for a while, we can honestly say there are lots of improvements or benefits having the ANNAPRO strap, but some negatives depending on individual use cases. More about that in a moment. Currently on sale with a small discount, a single strap will set you back £57 or $69.99 USD, with free shipping worldwide and tax and VAT, which is pretty good. Normally the price is £65 or $79.99 USD. We're not sure where the company resides, but the website suggests they have a global network of warehouses to ship from, and the product is made in China. Ours arrived pretty promptly in the UK and there were no customs issues, so we're going to assume it was shipped locally. Depending on where you are based, expect shipping to range from 3 to 10 days, which is pretty decent. Right, onto the review. Once it arrived, you're going to need to remove the original fabric strap. It serves its purpose and is lightweight as an advantage, but not the most comfortable to wear or adjust, especially if there are multiple users with differing head shapes. It also gets pretty dirty being white and all. Removal is quite simple though, so there's no real need to explain that. Just pop off the straps from the sidearms and bingo. Well, it's the same process for putting the ANNAPRO strap. First, remove the Quest 3 inner fascia. Attach the rear brace to the ANNAPRO strap back panel, which clicks into place quite neatly. Then thread through the soft top strap before attaching the unit to the Quest 3 sidearms, where the assembled ANNAPRO strap snaps on. You can easily just pop that off too if required. Finally, put the inside fascia back on. It should take no more than a few minutes to put together, ready for use. First things first then, it does not come with its own USB-C cable, so you're simply going to need to use the one that came with the Quest 3. However, you might find that if you're doing gaming, marathon, seated or standing sessions and don't require wire-free, then attaching a longer cable might be a better option. The charging port is on the back of the strap, making it more convenient than the default which rests on the side. There is a short cable and clip from the ANNAPRO strap that connects to the USB-C socket on the Quest 3 side strap, which you can plug in or remove as and when is necessary. A caveat or two here: if you leave the Quest 3 with everything plugged in and not in use, it might drain the ANNAPRO strap, so it's always best to just connect the side cable when not in use. Another caveat is the charging port at the back does not act as a bridge, so you can't use an Airlink cable in the same socket, which is a shame. It's way comfier having it on the back rather than on the side. This isn't an issue if one is wireless streaming using apps like Virtual Desktop though, and works really well at keeping things charged. Charging times vary depending on how you're charging. If the Quest 3 has a green light, which means it's fully charged, then expect the ANNAPRO strap battery to take up to 3 or more hours to fully charge from empty. It's going to take longer if the Quest 3 needs charging first, so bear that in mind. We always keep the Quest 3 fully charged, but in some sessions that's not always an option. So expect the ANNAPRO strap to extend the default battery life around 2 to 3 additional hours before it starts eating away at the Quest 3 battery. There is an option to keep the ANNAPRO strap charging wired as you are playing. We found some mixed results here, and again, depending on what you're doing, what settings you have on the Quest 3, what type of power supply you're using will determine how long it takes before fully draining. We actually spent the whole day and didn't run out of power using a wired connection. It wasn't in constant use, so would start charging when taking a break. The ANNAPRO strap does have 4 tiny LEDs to determine how much charge is left and what status it's in. There's also a small button which allows you to stop or start charging as and when required. Another caveat here as well, the USB-C charging port does feel a little bit flimsy on our unit and has a bit of wiggle room. We're not sure how this will hold up over extended use. We also found that charging didn't always work in this manner due to said wiggle, but this is most likely our unit and how we've been charging it with the wired connection. It's obviously come loose a little bit. On that note, we've been using pass-through mode full brightness, 90Hz virtual desktop app, writing the script for the last 60 minutes, with the ANNAPRO Strap plugged into the power at the same time. The Quest 3 battery remains at 99%, and the strap power has 2 LEDs illuminated. So this would suggest, if we continued as we are, we'd get an additional 2 hours of play, which isn't too shabby. So, on to the actual comfort and fitting. It feels generally well made and quite sturdy, with no real signs it's ever going to break, which is reassuring. There's a small dial knob on the back which loosens or tightens the strap, alongside the option to raise or lower the Quest 3 from the face before putting it on, or when in use. It's pretty easy then to swap to someone else to use, especially when compared to the default fabric strap. Depending on what you're doing, such as like now, we're writing the script for this review inside the Quest 3 using virtual desktop and pass-through, there is no need for it to be so tight on the face either, so it's fairly loose and comfortable for extended periods of usage. The battery acts as a nice counterweight, which means it sits comfortably on your head with less pressure on the face, which is nice. When gaming, however, like when playing Asgard's Wrath 2, you're going to need to fit it a little bit tighter to prevent any wobbling. Now, this is quite subjective, and depending on head and nose shape, alongside how vigorously you're moving around, will determine if the fit is too loose or not. We've read that some people haven't managed to entirely eliminate wiggle, so bear that in mind. All that said, we find the ANNAPRO Strap to be way more comfortable than the default fabric, but it does feel noticeably heavier, adding an additional 0.75 pounds to the Quest 3's 1.13 pounds. So just under 2 pounds in total. In comparison, the PSVR 2 weighs in at 1.23 pounds and the Rift S weighs in at 1.2 pounds. It's the price you have to pay for extended wire-free use, unfortunately. Obviously, there are some solutions where you can attach an external battery to a belt or house in your pocket, but these options means having a cable running from your pocket to the headset. Last caveat here is that the ANNAPRO Strap is not ideal for lying in bed on your back to watch movies in bed or on a sofa. The bulky battery at the back makes this rather uncomfortable. Technically, you could put the original strap back on and use a USB extender to attach to the ANNAPRO Strap and do it that way, but we've not tried and cannot verify if that is actually viable. We have tried to watch movies in bed though, and it just means you have to think about your position more to get comfortable. Extended battery life means it's quite possible to sit through 3-hour plus movies without worrying about the battery running out. Great, we imagine, for those long haul flights. To conclude then, the ANNAPRO Strap for Quest 3 is a nice investment. Similar in design to the official Meta version, but at around half the price, is well worth it. We've not had to take it off whilst typing here and could continue to work and play like this for many hours. The battery, whilst heavy, counterbalances the weight on the face, which is pleasant, especially when coupled with a silicone face cover. Therefore, it's a no-brainer for those who want extended playtimes without compromise, and comes highly recommended. It's also easy to quickly swap out to the default fabric if you do just want to lie in bed on your back to watch a movie or two. Alternatively, you could just invest in some softer pillows. Right then, the ANNAPRO Strap for Quest 3 scores an impressive 9 out of 10 or 4.5 out of 5 stars. Okay, I'm Cram. Thanks for listening and watching.